Are you contemplating if you should come to the UK or not? Or are you thinking of leaving the UK? In this video, I'll be telling us the pros and cons of living here in the UK. Everything I'll be saying in this video are subjective, that based on my experience, I've been living in the UK for a while, and also my findings when I carried out research and a little bit of survey among friends. If that's something you want to know more about in order to make an informed decision, then do not go anywhere as you're right in this space. Let's get right into the video. So guys, you're welcome back to T Space. It is so lovely to have you here. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I'll be talking about the pros and the cons of living in the UK. Why don't we go with the good ones first? So my first pros of living in the UK, or rather my first advantage, the easy accessibility to like literally everywhere. I would say. So when you live in the UK, you have easy accessibility to a lot of places within Europe, and is close proximity even back home. I'm from Nigeria, and it takes 6 hours to get to Nigeria, which is really lovely. It's really a close proximity from home for me. And also I have been able to travel to different countries around Europe, and it took at least an hour flight for me, which was really amazing. And that is one thing I really love about the UK, because you are able to visit different places that is really close if you compare it to, let's say, the US or Canada or Australia. Even that's really far, but for me I feel the UK is really close. Another pros about living in the UK is that UK is family friendly. It's a very good country to raise your family. It's a very good country to raise children. It's a little bit safe, but because the UK is not perfect like every other country, there's room for improvement. But aside that, it's a very good family friendly environment. They've got a lot of parks, they've got a lot of activities to do with children, they've got a lot of activities for family to carry out, and that is another good thing. Because before I came to the UK, I envisaged having a family, and being in a country that ticks that box for me is good. I know that there's crime everywhere. Like I said before, the UK is not an exception, although there's little bit no almost no gun violence. But one thing in the UK is the knife. So even at that, it's still a pros for me, because it is family friendly, it is migration friendly, and even if you are in the UK and you're alone, you feel that sense of being a little bit safe in the country. And for me, that is a very big one. The next I'm going to talk about is that living in the UK is multicultural. You get to see a lot of people from different places, and we've got good communities around. I don't know about every other country, but what I know is that here in the UK, you are very sure to see a lot of, let's say, Nigerians, a lot of Ghanaians in the same area. Or like when you travel other places, you might have just very few people in few cities. But in the UK, there is a lot, because of the universities, schools. A lot of people love to come to the UK. Another thing I love about the UK is the fact that you can actually get your African food here. It might be a little bit expensive, but you're sure to get it here, because we've got a lot of lovely African shops, African markets that you can get things for. Even when you go to other shops, you can see the Arabian shop and other shops around. You can actually get good things from there. And because UK is multicultural in nature, you get to see a lot of good restaurants that you can actually get your African food. Or any country you come from, you have Chinese, you've got Mexican, you've got Indian, you've got a lot of amazing restaurants, a lot of amazing shops to get your food, which is really a good thing for me. Another pros is the healthcare system in the UK. I would say it's not really bad, though I have other reservations, but I would say it's not really bad, because you are able to see the doctor, especially when you go to the NHS and all that. And if you've got the money, you can go for private, which is really a very good thing if you can afford it. But for the general public, the healthcare system is good. Like, take for instance, when I had my baby, I didn't pay time. after having my baby throughout my antenatal. Even my medications that were given to me, I didn't pay for them. So for me, that was a really good thing. I know you would say, oh, are you not paying tax and all that? One thing is to pay tax, another thing is for the government to make good use of the tax. I know people would say there's a lot of waiting times because of that. I don't like the healthcare system in the UK. We all have our own opinions, but for me, I feel the UK take that bus for me. That's a very good pros. Another thing I'm going to talk about, that's the pros of living in the UK, is that UK is a land of opportunities. I would say there's a lot of opportunities here in the UK. If you know your way around, you'll be able to survive, you'll be able to strive and have a very good living here in the UK. Another pros about living in the UK is the migration part of it. UK has got a lot of opportunities to migrate into the UK, and it is one very good destination for international students because most of the universities are cost effective, and when you go there you can see the diversity within the UK education system, which for me takes the bus again. That's another good pros of living here in the UK. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, comment, and turn on your notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post any video. So that is enough for the pros of living in the UK. Why don't we go into the cons and let's see the disadvantages of living in the UK? I think before I even start this part of this video, a lot of us already know the first thing I'm going to talk about, and that is the weather. Oh my goodness, the UK weather is bipolar. I would say, because 1 minute is raining, the next minute there's sun, the next minute is cloudy. Before you know it, everywhere is all wet, and nah, the UK weather is not it for me at all. Because sometimes the weather forecast will tell you, oh, it's gonna be 22 degrees today, clear sky, sunny day, and it's 9 a.m. in the morning, it's already raining, and it's 20 degrees with rain, and everywhere is wet. And no. The UK weather is just, sometimes you just have to get prepared when you leave in the house. You just have to dress, not just for the weather, but also carry something in case the weather changes. The UK hotness, it dries you up so much that no, I don't like the weather in the UK. So let's talk about the housing in the UK. So when I'm talking about housing, I'm talking about the size of the houses in the UK. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you a little bit of story. When I came into the UK, I stayed in the hospital apartment, which they accommodated me for like 3 months before I was able to move into my own place. That apartment was so small. The first week I slept on that bed, I literally fell down because it was so small. I was like, in my father's house, I've got a very big bed, a very big room. What is all this? Okay, I said, oh, okay. Maybe it's because it's an hospital accommodation. And to my greatest surprise, when I was looking for accommodation to rent after I needed to leave my hospital apartment, the room, sometimes you see a 2 bedroom flat. One of the room that they said is master bedroom, it's not even up to what I'm used to. And the second room is like a store, and they tell you it's a room and you have to pay for the passage, or rather the corridors in the houses here in the UK are so tiny. If you've been to most houses in the UK that have got stairs, you just can't run up and down the stairs, else you're going to fall down and hurt yourself. The housing, the sizes of the houses here in the UK is a no-no for me, because I just feel, I think for those that are already here, or those that were born and brought up here, they might not really see the need, or maybe see it as a big deal. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the roads. The UK roads are very tiny. They are tiny, they don't have parking space, and sometimes I just wonder that like, it's so impressive when I see people are able to park their cars so well. Like, when you open a sardine can, the way the fishes are there, that is how the parking in the UK is. Like, the roads are so small, parking. You rent a house, you'll not be able to get parking space. You have to park on the road, which is actually still very tiny. I don't know, but that is a no for me. But the thing is, whenever you're doing something, you have to outweigh you have to, strike a balance between your cons and pros and see what really work for you. You might say, oh, see, you don't like the housing, you don't like the parking, so what are you still doing in the UK? I don't know, but I guess I've made my own decision. I'm doing this video for you to be able to make your decision for yourself, darling. The next thing I'll be talking about is the minimum wage. Compared to other countries that I did my research on, let's say compared to Canada, compared to US, compared to Australia, the minimum wage in the UK is not the best. I won't talk about tax that much because almost all countries pay tax, but in the UK, the minimum wage and the tax, it just doesn't do it for me at all. I think they need to really, really do something about it because a lot of people, it's as if you're just in the circle, you're living from hand to mouth. When you get your salary, you pay the bills, and everything just like it's just like I said, it's just as if you're living in a circle. It just doesn't work. It is so annoying, but it is what it is, I guess. So another bonus tip is that, you see, in the UK you don't do tipping. So tipping is like when you go to a restaurant, you have to tip the waitress. It is compulsory. Like when I went to the US, tipping is like a way of life there. You must tip. It's a must to tip, and you've got VAT charges in literally everything. Almost majority of the things you buy, you've got VAT charges on it. But in the UK, I don't think I've actually really bought something in the store that's got a VAT charge. If I'm wrong, please put that in the comment section for me. I haven't had that. And also tipping. When you go to the restaurant in the UK, tipping is not a thing. It's not a thing at all. People don't expect you to tip them. And why do you want to even see the money to tip in this UK? So they don't do tipping here. For me, it's a good thing. I didn't really think it was a thing. I didn't find it like a topic or something to talk about until when I went to the US. God, you have to tip at the restaurant, and that pisses me off a lot. It pisses me off. I don't like it. If I'm gonna give you something, it should be personally, it should be from my mind just because I want to do it, not because I'm being compelled to do it. Despite that you're being paid for the job, but I guess it is what it is then. I know that by the end of this video, you should be able to know where you stand. Do you think the cons are pros outweighs the pros, or do you feel it's a balance between the both of them? I think one thing that we need to know is that before migrating into any country, you should do your intense research based on your condition or based on where you are at that point in time. So you shouldn't make decisions based on what someone else is saying. So I might be coming to a country, I'm single, no family, no children, and I'm gonna stay like that for a while. So what might favors me might not favor someone that's coming in with 3 or 4 children. So you get, it is very important to do your research before migrating into any country at all, any place at all. Do your research. Make sure you've gotten enough information to take you through. If not, when you get into that country, there's a lot of culture shock, there's a lot of things that will not align with what you want. The thing is, because we are different nature, because we have our different personality, our cultural background, what we our values, so the way we also perceive things are different. What I feel is very good for me might be 100% bad for you. So you see, doing your own research, watching videos like this gives you insight into knowing what to do and making that right decision for you. Having said that, do you think the UK is somewhere that you would really want to come to, or do you feel the UK is somewhere that you love and you want to put in your plan? Anyway, I don't know. That decision is left for you to make. As for me, I've made my decision. I'm here. And another thing, will I be staying in the UK forever? Will I be here for a very long time? I don't know, because as I can't see the back of my head, so I don't know what happens tomorrow. Therefore, I can't really comment on that. But notwithstanding, at the moment, UK take the bus for me. For you watching this video and you're planning to come to the UK, do not give up. Do whatever you're doing that is right. Make sure you migrate into any country legally, for you to be able to enjoy the benefits that comes with it. Because the thing is, when it comes to migration, you need to have that peace of mind. You need to be rest assured that everything is going well. So right now there's a high cost of living everywhere, economic crisis. I've done a video on the cost of living here in the UK. Don't you think after watching the pros and cons of the UK, it is very, very good to watch the cost of living in the UK? I'll be putting that video here. I've also got that video on my YouTube channel. Why don't you go there and watch that video and see if you still want to come to the UK? So it's not just about knowing the pros and cons of living in the UK. How is it like? Is it expensive? Is it something that you feel you can cope with? So watch that video and you'll be glad you did. Thank you so much for watching this video to this stage. You guys are amazing. You're the reason why I keep coming back here. Thank you so much for supporting your girl. If you know you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel at this point, what are you waiting for? Come on, join the community. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, comment, turn on your notification bell so you know when I drop any video. Thank you so much for sticking by. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Until next time, do not forget that this space is a safe space for all.